I've once heard someone say, every time an R&B girl collaborates with Chris Brown, an angel loses its wings.
Other than the Rihanna situation, have you heard of anything else like that he's been accused of online?
Recently, when he got, I think it was in the UK,
Uh-huh.
that he got arrested.
Oh, yeah.
He got arrested?
I think he punched a camera person or some shit like that.
Who cares about a segment of your audience, right? It won't do that much damage in the long run. While other people beg to differ, and we'll talk about this today. But I remember someone saying, quote, "This is the pop girl equivalent of an R&B girl collaborating with Chris Brown." People say certain allegations ruin men's careers. To me, I don't know, from over here, his career seems like it's doing great. Yes, he's not as intertwined with the mainstream, right? But his shit sells, people attend his tour year after year, overseas at that, packed, sold out, and people will still defend him with every last breath. So has it really ruined much for him? Yes and no. I think Chris Brown could have been a lot further had he been able to not commit crimes over and over again. But I also think he's very far considering all of the things he's done over the years. He keeps trucking along while he consistently supports and collaborates with these female R&B artists. What will never be a blip for him, however, can turn into a career stain for others. You wonder, who thought that this was a good idea? And while labels know that Chris Brown is a bit of a scarlet letter, in a mainstream sense, he makes hits optics-wise, which is one of the reasons why his R&B girl collaborations come out consistently, like products manufactured on an assembly line. So let's get into the collabs and the nuance. Why do some girls get a pass while others get constant lashing? One tweet reads, "The R&B girls and their unnatural allegiance to the hashtag that man needs to come to an end. Is someone locking them in the studio?" The short answer is, unless if you're Tinashe, according to her.
Attached to things that felt labely. Mm-hmm. Would you put in that category the songs you did with R. Kelly and Chris Brown?
Oh. You think I would? And especially when it comes to singles, like, for example, that song with Chris, we all wanted it to be like this big moment, this big single. So I feel like in their mind, they were like, you need this support. And he was like their biggest artist they had on rhythmic radio at the time. And to me, I was like, well, this is a pop song, so I really don't feel like we should put Chris on it. Like, that, I don't, like, that doesn't compute to me, but I don't know.
The answer seems to be no, as many of these ladies have shown deep reverence and love for Chris Brown as well as his contributions to their artistry. Step one, a lot of people just gotta accept that he is one of their faves. The aunties also love him. You remember after the Rihanna incident, right, in 2009, the BET Awards were, I don't know, maybe months after. And I remember watching it just shocked. Even my 11-year-old self was shocked to see how quickly people on the carpet were calling for his redemption arc. A lot of them being black women, a lot of them being female R&B artists.
I'm so glad Chris is back. I'm so glad that, people are finally forgiving him and finally, accepting him back into our good graces. He deserves it. I'm rooting for him.
I think it's a comeback. People call it a comeback.
I think it is. I think he was sincere.
Some of you guys might be born yesterday, but this is not a new phenomenon. I look at Kelly Rowland, always ready to go to bat for him. When she accepted an award on his behalf at the 2022 AMAs, some audience members booed, and she shushed the audience with ease.
And the American Music Award goes to Chris Brown. Now, Chris Brown is not here tonight, so I'm accepting this award on his behalf. Excuse me, chill out. But I want to tell Chris, thank you so much for making great R&B music. And I want to tell him, thank you for being an incredible performer.
Y'all, she meant business. I said, oh, she gets down about Chris Brown. With Kelly also doubling down after the award show, saying that he deserves a second chance.
We all need to be forgiven for anything that we could be doing, anything that we're thinking. We all come up short in some sort of way.
And there was a recent pic of Megan Thee Stallion with Kelly Rowland, Sierra, Normani, aka all women who have worked with him. And people pointed out and were annoyed that these ladies are showing support to Megan, or that Megan is hanging around these ladies who constantly and consistently defend and support a man who has been shouting, "Free Tory, free her, abuser, free the man who shot her." It's all womanhood and feminism until it comes to the man that seems to be Chris Brown. Like, that is everybody's kryptonite. Around Meg as the turn-up friend, but when it comes to showing up for her, when Tori's antagonizing her, when Chris Brown is antagonizing her, when Drake is antagonizing her, none of these ladies come to her defense. SZA has been the only person, as of recent, that has been very bold and open about it as it was happening. So yeah, in that case, it is disappointing. And as much as the industry intersects and is connected, the alliances and allegiances you expect these celebrities to have are often false. So you see this pattern. When Chris's MJ tribute at the 2022 AMAs was canceled last minute, Jordan Sparks said that,
do you think that like people should just move on from what happened and like
I think honestly I think that it shouldn't even be a conversation anymore. It's about his talent. They just shouldn't have canceled the performance. People deserve to be able to grow and learn and be able to live their life without things hanging over them.
So this shows you that many female artists will and have defended him with their entire chest, and they will continue to do so. So as listeners, it almost makes you have to figure out and act accordingly. What is important to you? What matters to you? Because y'all can't make these people do what you want them to do. We're going to talk about who has collaborated with him, how many times, and if they've come out unscathed. So one of his most consistent collaborators has been Jhené Aiko over the years. Several songs under their belts. One song, Juicy Booty, that Jhené has collaborated not only with Chris Brown on, but R. Kelly. She's also making an appearance on his Breezy Bowl tour. But it kind of seems like she's one of those people that people just don't care. And I know her audience does intersect with some of these other ladies that I'm going to talk about. Her is another person who has collaborated with him, at least has 3 or more songs with him. She also opened for his Heartbreak on a Full Moon tour in 2018. She's someone that I don't think gets a lot of flack for it. She still gets critically acclaimed. People still sing her praises, but she's someone that I just kind of think flies under the radar a bit with that. Summer Walker. She had a song with him in 2021 called Something Real, and she's also touring with him for his Breezy Bowl tour this summer. She was also, a couple years ago, at his concert for the meet and greet wearing a Miss Brown cheerleader uniform. I'm sure at the time people probably criticized her, I'm sure. But if anything, I don't think it created a long-lasting stain on her career. If anything, people still consider her as the top R&B girl. Ella Mai, he did support her career very early on.
Something of him playing your tune. Was it booed up?
Yeah, it was booed up. Just randomly. It was when I was on tour with K-Nani, and Master called me. I think I'd just come on stage and Master was like, go check Chris Brown's Instagram story. So it's super random. So I'm like, okay. Went to check it and I was just like, what is going on?
Because he has openly supported some of these ladies. I'm not going to lie about that. He has openly played their bumped their had them open for their tours. So he has supported them personally. But Ella Mai has made multiple songs with him, and it doesn't seem to affect her standing or elicit widespread outrage. Ciara is someone who has collaborated. I do think that people have expressed more disappointment with her. When she released How We Roll a couple years ago with him, people weren't happy about it and felt like she was giving him a leg to continue to revive his career and make him more mainstream. So 50-50, but she has definitely gotten, I think, more hate for it. Rihanna herself has collaborated with Chris Brown after everything. Brandy, Put It Down. Carrie Hilson, Zendaya, which she did unfollow him after their collaboration and scrapped the entire music video that they already filmed due to some of the drama going on with Kehlani on the timeline at that time, which we will talk about, don't you worry. And I didn't even know this, but when she was initially asked about why she collaborated with Chris Brown when the song first came out, she was pressed about it a bit. She said that, quote, he's such a talented person, you know? The same thing that everybody else says. And that relationship would end up turning sour when he would personally come for one of her friends.
Well, now Chris is responding to all of this, commenting on an Instagram post comparing his success to the girls. He slams Tinashe and Zendaya for wanting to work with him, saying, notice that I'm not the one asking to get on anyone's record. This is them thinking that they are standing for something.
Okay, so going off that last part, where pretty much Cameron is summarizing like the different celebrities, different singers like Ciara, Jhené Aiko, Tanisha. I've always heard her name. I don't know how to pronounce it. But girls like her, Summer Walker, her, like singers like them, where it seems like some women who have collaborated, or someone like Kelly Rowland, who have stood by him or have stated that he deserves a second chance. and they don't really get too much like backlash compared to some other singers who basically do very similar things, but yet they do end up getting that backlash from fans of, you know, like, why are you supporting them? Why are you still working with them? Do you guys have any like opinions on like why people seem to pick and choose like what celebrities, you know, that collaborate with them should be harassed, or you know, like you shouldn't be doing this, but then there's some that they don't make too much noise about, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, it does. I feel like it just goes back to their opinions, like kind of like ours, like what we think that um is a thin line for us, and what we feel like in artists and their music and their personal life and their past. um I feel like it's also mostly women that do this. Like, men don't really judge who collaborates with who, as long as, like, in my opinion, is like
Good music.
yeah, it's just good music. I'm not saying that's right though. But I also feel like also us women, we tend to be like have more jealousy, and I feel like maybe it's that hidden in the background where like they get jealous of like of who collaborates with Chris Brown, and they're like obsessed with Chris Brown, as an example. If that makes sense, what I'm trying to say.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yesy?
In my opinion, if I was to be an artist, or like right now, if he was to ask me, hey, do you want to sing a song with me? Like, I'm gonna be like, holy shit, he's asking me to sing a song with him? Hell yeah. Because once again, like I said, I see the talent, and I see him wanting to try to change and wanting to do something better for him. That will motivate me to do it. If it was, like I said, a situation where he keeps hitting women, or, you know, like, I don't see him trying.
Yeah. Like he's taking it as a sport.
As a sport, yeah. Then I will be like, you know, I love you. I respect you. To each his own. You do you. But I probably will be like, it'll take me a long time though. But I probably will be like, no, I'm okay. But like I said, right now I see him trying. So I will support him, and I will be like, sure, like, let's do it. For me, it will be a big, huge thing. I think if I was one of them, and he comes, and from everybody, he comes and chooses you, is like, holy, he came to pick me. So I will be like, sure, why not?
You heard that, Chris? If you ever hear this video, Miss Yessie used to do karaoke singing to Selena. So, you know, if you need a Latina, or, you know, a spicy Latina to be your singer, reach out. We'll just block out all the comment section.
Imagine he actually does listen to it. I support you and I believe you. I believe in you.
I don't care anything they said about you.
Comment if you want to see a picture for in our links. Chris Brown. Share this video so you can get to him.
For me, I think it's a bias, because to me, it's like, how can you hold certain female singers accountable, right? That you expect them not to collaborate with them and all that, but then there's some that you don't make any noise about. I think it is a bias of which celebrity is your favorite. If a celebrity is your favorite, you're not going to say anything bad about them. But let's say somebody else that, you know, maybe you're not a big fan about, then you'll have no problem like expecting like all these things, right? You see a lot of fans, especially like, I know I'm gonna get shit for this, but a lot of fans with like Beyonce, for example. You can't say anything bad about Beyonce. If Beyonce does anything bad, people will jump on you. They'll kill you. Like if you dare to criticize anything that she does by some of her fans. And I think it is that. That's why I feel a lot of time these type of movements, these cancel movements don't work. They don't work in real life. You can't cancel a person in real life. But even on social media, it doesn't work. And that's why you see like he's succeeding. You see people are still listening to his music. They're still going to his concerts. They're still supporting him. They're still collaborating with him. It is because that movement is so broken, because you guys can't make up your mind what exactly do you guys want. And I feel like, you know, like what we've been saying like since earlier, if you want to listen to his music, I think you should have every freedom. If you're able to separate what he's done, you know, personally from what he's done professionally, and you also have the right to feel the way you feel if you feel like it's too much for you because of XYZ reason, for you not to listen to him. But to expect somebody with a different opinion than you to do what you're doing or feel the way you're feeling or see the things that you're seeing, that's where I'm not okay with. Let people, you know, live and let live, you know, other to each his own. For me, like I said, I'm not a huge Chris Brown fan, not because of anything that he's done. I've just, you know, I hear a song that I grew up with, like what's that song, the bubblegum one? I think, is it Forever? Isn't it like a gum? Maybe that's why it's in my is it, wasn't it double mint gum or some shit? What was it? It was like a gum commercial that they kept playing that song. I think it is Forever. Anyways, not the point.
Oh, Forever?
I think it was Forever. But anyways,
people are gonna be like, I thought she was her fan. I don't even know. But I think it is Forever.
Yeah, I think it's
Rick
Forever.
is more of a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And see, situations like the fact that even Rihanna collaborated with him years after everything that happened, I think at some point it does apply what, you know, what some people say. If the victim forgave them, then who the hell are you to continue on pushing for the victim themselves? You can't, if the victim is choosing to forgive, you can't blame or you can't force them. No, you need to hold them accountable. Like, if you want to hold him accountable for the dumb shit that he's doing and, you know, attacking people left and right, yes, I completely agree. The whole situation with Tory Lane and the Megan the Stallion stuff, that's a whole different conversation. But shit like that, if you want to hold a man accountable, cool. But to expect his fans to especially the female fans, to be like, no, he's, you know, this happened with a woman, not, you can't support him. I think it's just, it's a problem with our society that people, especially on social media, want to bully people to doing things that, you know, they might not agree. And you see it with a lot of celebrities who, and you see it in the video Cameron did. There were some celebrities who did collaborate with them, and eventually they completely deleted everything that they did because they were being harassed by the fans. Or they went back and oh, well, you know, I regret ever working with them. But that's not being true though. You work with the mother. It's not like it, you know, like it, none of this is it's not public knowledge. It's just you were peer pressured to change your mind, and that's not authentic. Like, that's why I don't understand when a lot of these movements, these cancel culture movements, do you guys want real people to be real, or do you want people to be fake? But then you cry that you want people to be real, but you're shutting them up. Like, I don't understand that. So now that
people don't want to hear the truth.
Exactly. And the truth is ugly. Mm-hmm. The truth is, like what you said earlier, Yessie, the truth is some of the people that you, the listener, probably even love, are close to, have done some up shit, whether it was probably to you and you forgave them. Mm-hmm. So how are you going to hold a celebrity that you don't know accountable? How are you going to hold people that are close to him, you know, harass them like a lot of these singers? Because a lot of these singers, they become friends. Yeah. So obviously they know Chris Brown a little bit better than the average person, you know, complaining on Twitter.
And like I said, people have two sides. Mm-hmm. There's a difference between a boyfriend. You're my brother. You're different to your girlfriends. You're different to my mom. You're different to me. You're different to Kika. You're different to your friends.
Oh, yes.
We are different to everybody. So they collab with him, and probably, like you said, they got closer.
No.
He's probably different with everybody.
He's probably different as a singer, as a producer, he's probably different.
As a dancer.
Whatever. He's probably different. And maybe he's actually cool.
No.
Like,
true.
everybody's different.
Yeah.
You're not the same. I'm not the same with my boyfriend and my brothers. I'm not the same with my mom and my dad. Everybody's different. And like I said earlier, everybody has a good and a bad. And if you bring out the bad, it's because you push that person to show you they're bad. So that's why whenever someone comes and talks shit to me about a person, I listen. I don't ignore. I listen. But I don't truly believe, because I'm like, if you make that person show you their ugly side, there's a reason why. So it's always a two-person thing. It's never just one.
Everybody has their own version of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to wrap up, and you guys got any last thoughts?
Don't judge if you haven't been in their shoes. What I always say is keep an open mind. I don't condone domestic violence either. I'll come back to it.
It's a wrapping thoughts. What do you mean?
You guys go now.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm against domestic violence. I hate domestic violence with all my heart. But I do believe that people change. I do believe in second chances. And I think we shouldn't judge others, because there's always a why. And let everybody do what they want. To each his own. Live your life. Stop worrying about other people. Stop judging. I think those who are just judging, they don't really have a life. And they just judge because they want to make themselves feel special and entertained. I don't know. But honestly, I don't care. If you want to do you, you do you. Sometimes people come and tell me things. Shit, if they don't ask me, like, there's times where people come and ask me, like, oh, can I talk to you about my problem? Sure, why not? They tell me their problem. I don't give them an opinion if they don't ask for it. And I'm just like, go for it. Or if they ask me for an opinion, I'm always like, look, this is reality. I know you're not going to listen to me. This is the best what you should do. But I know you're not going to listen to me. You're going to do the opposite thing. So just keep trying, and one day you're going to give up and you're going to see reality. And life is going to hit you. So just don't. I mean, everybody judges, even me. I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, I don't judge. No, it's so easy to judge, because I judge, even not even thinking about it. Like, I'll be like, what is she wearing? Like, what are you doing? What this? Just, I mean, let people do whatever they want. Just worry about yourself and focus on yourself. We only come here once, so whatever they're doing their music, you're listening to it. So at the end of the day, they're getting rich. You're not. So.
For my final thoughts to all those keyboard warriors, get a life, get something that's productive, heal, because clearly, and look, I'm not saying don't feel strong about these type of things, because you should, but to the point where you're living day and night with this type of negativity within your soul, it's bad. Because these celebrities, at the end of the day, they're going to be rich. They're going to live their best of life. People are still going to listen to their shit. People are still going to support them. And I've always said this, the real world and the digital world are two completely different things. So you can make all the noise you want to make. It doesn't matter in real life. And we have to pick and choose the fights, the battles that we want to continue, put that much time and energy into. To anybody in situations like that, if you are in a situation of domestic violence, the only thing that I can tell you, value yourself. When you're ready to make that decision to leave, because it's easy for somebody to say leave, you make that decision, because every situation is also different. But know that you are valuable, even if you don't believe it. To the person doing the abusing, and I've said this before, I truly believe if you want to, you can change. But that starts with you. Nobody else can make you change. Not the perfect woman in your mind. Nothing. Not therapy. Not even God. If you do not make that decision to change. But anybody can change if you want to. But know that it's never okay not to let anybody else put their hands on you. It's never okay whether or not you hurt them. This goes to all the women who have that toxic mindset. Whether or not you hurt somebody, you never have the right to put your hands on somebody. Unless it's self-defense. And especially not somebody who you care about. Somebody that you love. Because the physical wounds, those heal easily. The mental and emotional wounds, those scar you. And it becomes a cycle. That's why a lot of abusers, they went through abuse themselves and they repeat that cycle. At some point, whether you're a man or woman, if you're doing it, you got to make that decision to break that cycle. Nobody else can make that decision for you. So, like I said earlier, hold people responsible. Hold people accountable for their actions. I completely 100,000% agree with that. But as a society, if we want people to change, if we want to see changes in this world, and I just make noise on fucking line, then you also have to give people that opportunity to want to make that change. I'm not saying, oh, poor thing, let's just... No. Give them that compassion. You can make that change, but you need to make that change. Because, again, somebody who went through that himself, I needed people on my side, and I have people on my side. But I know a lot of guys who been through shit like that and stay with that mindset because they believe that they weren't worth shit. You treat other people how you treat yourself a lot of the time. How you see, how you value, how you're worthy of yourself. To me, when I was in those type of situations, I would look at it that I was worthless. I wasn't worth anything. So I had to keep this person with me. Years later, I thought I had changed. I ended up in a relationship with somebody who then turned it on me. And it brought out a lot of things that I hadn't healed. Whether it was my earlier years when I was the abusive one, or I also was at the hand of an abusive partner, or even earlier trauma from a childhood. So as a man or as a woman, whoever, if you're the one doing the abusing, it's your responsibility at the end of the day to make that decision, to want that change, and to make that change. So again, we're not saying, condone the shit that, he does wrong, but let's show a little bit of compassion. Yeah, if he doesn't take that opportunity to change, then we can have the conversation about, no, you need to go over there. I can't say whether or not he's changed. I'm not him. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what he's going through. And one thing at 31 years old, I've learned, and I hope you people online are learning this also. Don't believe all the bullshit that you're seeing online. Because everybody has an agenda. There, in the video, again, go check out the entire video. We didn't react to the entirety, but there is a part where the conversation got brought up why Chris Brown has been banned, or at least not invited to the Super Bowl, to perform to the Super Bowl. But yet other celebrities who've been accused of the same shit have been. And that's the double standard that I'm talking about too. As a society, you got to pick a side, whether or not we hold people responsible or whether or not we throw them away. So, with that being said, this was a very long video, but I'm very happy that we had this conversation. I hope our listeners are open-minded enough to listen. You can disagree. You can comment respectfully. If not, you're going to get blocked. But I think it's a conversation that we as a society need to start having. I hope you guys have that conversation. If you do know somebody, whether they're the victim or the victimizer, have that conversation. It's uncomfortable. But like I said, the truth is not always pretty. It's ugly. But if you care about somebody, then you want to see them happy. You want to see them do better. But in order to help them do better, you also got to believe in them. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Go check out the channel. Go check out the entirety of the video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. Hit that like, share, comment, respectfully. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much to my beautiful sister for coming on. It was a lot of fun.
I hope to see you more.
Yeah, we're
here.
Show my sister some love in the comment section. And thank you, Kika, for joining me another day. Hey.
Chris, of course. Thank you for having me all the time and for this space. You know, I always say that to you, and we miss our two other friends.
They'll be back
Wherever
next
you
time.
guys are, I hope you guys are good. Both recovering, right, from
Yeah, they're both sick, but they're fine. They're recovering. Yeah. So with that being said, guys, also check out our socials. They are included into our channel now. We are on TikTok. You can also check out Miss Erika's TikTok. She sometimes uploads. Go show her some support and some love too. Well, just a little bit quick announcement, we will also be uploading a little bit more frequent, hopefully soon. If you guys support us to get to 150 subscribers and keep growing, hopefully we can also start getting to that milestone of pumping out more videos, more consistency, and quality also. Oh yeah, and if you guys have any suggestions for any types of videos, you guys are kind of see the blueprint of the types of videos that we do. So anything along those lines, if you guys want us to react to it, we can talk about it and we could do that. But to all those who have also subscribed to our channel recently, thank you so much. Hopefully you guys are enjoying what we're putting out, and hopefully you guys are staying safe and staying blessed out there, because it's a crazy world out there, guys.
Yes.
But we love you, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.
Bye.